Hey guys, good morning, Creator Mom. So I woke up thinking about how the idea of eating normally, that's me tossing out old coffee grinds. The idea of eating normally, which means this is my definition of eating normally. Eating whatever you want whenever you are hungry. Doesn't that sound diabolic? Even though that's pretty much what I do anyways. But it's just like when you put it in words and you're like, what? Eat whatever you want whenever you're hungry? Because we tend to lean towards bad. That means you're going to eat junk food. If you eat whatever you want when you are hungry, excuse me, or whenever you want to eat, There's so much, it made me realize how much striving there is around food. How much complication, how much energy, the energy of complication and striving there is around food. There's a lot. And when you decide to leave that behind, it feels really weird. It feels like, this feels like I should be more controlling. Like, where's the control here? You really feel that lack of control, but yet you're not out of control either. It's not like you're spinning out of control, although some people might feel like that, especially if they're coming from, like, say, a severe eating disorder, like anorexia or bulimia or something like that, You might really feel like you're spinning out of control. But you do feel that an emptiness there, like, it's like this empty space of, like, control. Like, where did it go? I'm afraid. Like, I'm floating. There's no control here or something. But like I said, it's not like there's a sense of being out of control either. Like, I think because I have already been, basically just eating what I want, I've been out of the mindset of any type of food restrictions for a little while. But I'm rereading this book, The Fuck It Diet, because these ideas need to sink deeper. They need to sink into my psyche, like into my subconscious. Because there was still an idea that because that idea of eating what you want when you're hungry and then your body figuring it out, your body like stabilizing itself and normalizing its weight and fixing the metabolism and all that, that idea still seemed very far away to me. Like, no, like, I think the idea of restriction and specific diets and striving around food and more control, more excessive control around food seems more like a normal way to get the best results that we want. So I know I needed to read this book again because these ideas and what she's saying I needed to, not that it doesn't make sense and I'm trying to force it to make sense. I need those ideas that resonate with me to sink down deeper into my belief system and be more real to me than, oh, I need to go on a specific diet to look a specific way. Yeah, so the idea that we can eat what we want when we're hungry. And she even talks about eating when you're not hungry too. She talks about being hung up on hunger scales and then that being a form of like legalism and still like control with eating because of led by fear of getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Because we don't believe that our bodies, sorry, I'm getting stuff out of the fridge. We don't believe our bodies will stabilize or that our bodies will, I don't know, stabilize to a certain point and then maybe drop whatever pounds or it doesn't need necessarily because it's reached a point of knowing that or feeling safe enough to know that there's not another famine coming, that there's not another diet right around the corner. Because you've got that diet mentality completely out of your psyche. But just to bring this idea home of transitioning from a diet mentality or needing the idea of I need to put a lot of effort and striving into how I eat and what I eat in order to become the best or, be in the best state possible. I'm going to read here. It says, my other student, Nicole, said I went through a long phase of eating just everything in huge quantities. And then I got to a point where I was just like, I just don't want that peanut butter cup. And it's so different from all those years of restriction and bad foods. It just happens. It feels easy, like a genuine intuition I never experienced before. Then another person said, I started this 3 months ago. At first, I was eating a lot of drive-through burgers and bacon, large dishes of pasta, and Dutch pancakes covered in maple syrup. All the previous no bad foods. Right. So everything that she ate that came first was stuff that was perceived as bad. A few weeks ago, things started to change. I started to crave things like blueberries, potatoes with skin, steak, and kale. And around the same time, I started to get the feeling from my body that I did not want to be over full anymore. And for the first time, it wasn't this shameful reaction or punishment or repentance for overeating. It was just like, okay, I don't need to do that anymore. And I naturally stopped. I can't believe how easy and intuitive the change is. And it really only happened because I truly surrendered to all food in all amounts. So then she says, most people want this phase to go quickly because they're worried about weight gain. Naturally, right? That's what gets us into this mess in the first place. The fear of weight gain. And it is also the thing that can keep you stuck. All I know is that the faster you surrender to this, the faster it will happen. If you dip your toe in and out for a year, the water will keep feeling cold. But if you jump in and trust, you'll float and you'll get used to the temperature faster. Is that an annoying metaphor? Oh well. If you want to get to a place where food doesn't rule your life, you have to surrender to food. It is scary, I know. I understand that you just want it to be over and done with, but see if you can just enjoy this time of needing lots of food. This is for people coming from like restriction. There might be a time where you feel like you need a lot of food, and letting yourself eat what used to be forbidden. It's pretty fun if you can remember to not be terrified of every bite. I wish you could always remember the Minnesota starvation experiment and how many thousands of calories they put down every day in the many months to follow their 1,600 calorie diet. I wish you could always remember how normal the large amounts of food are biologically, and remember how your ancestors would eat in times of plenty. And remember that eating a lot is healing, nourishing, and the only way to get to the place where your body and mind do not feel deprived. I wish you could realize that even if you think at times you are irrationally hungry, that listening to your body is never wrong. I wish you could always trust that, but you won't. You'll freak out, and hopefully you will turn to this page of this book and read it again, calm down, smile, keep eating, and go to bed. The next section says, no food is off limits. Another essential part of this process is allowing yourself to eat all foods from now until the end of time. That includes foods that scare you, foods you have declared off limits, foods you have believed are very unhealthy or empty calories, foods you are afraid will make you gain weight, and even foods that are objectively shitty and fake. The reason that you must allow food now until the end of time is that if you tell yourself something like, oh, well, I will let myself eat whatever I want for a month, and then it'll heal my eating, and then I'll eat healthy afterwards, that is actually a form of restriction. So that's an impending diet, and we're not tricking our bodies. And I think a lot of diets are a thing about diets is that they are about tricking our bodies. Like if you're on the diet where you like portion out your food, but you're still hungry after you eat, then I don't know, like trick your body by drinking coffee or chewing gum or drinking a ton of water. You can't trick your body. It's not stupid. And like, say people that are on a vegan diet, they're trying to trick their body into thinking they're eating meat, but the body knows it's not meat, right? The body is very objective. It's like, I know the chemical base of meat versus fake meat or something that you're just trying to create out of a vegetable that looks like meat. So the body will win. It will get its fill. And then like, yeah, for people that are on all meat diets, they're always they try to make sweets, or not all meat, but like what am I gonna say? Oh God, I forgot the name of it. Not carnivore, but paleo or whatever, I don't know. They will get their sweets by making things out of like almond flour, I don't know, just like using different ingredients for things they want, like a brownie. Oh, like here's a healthier way to make a brownie and use all these like ingredients, it's just like, but I think that your body knows it's not the same. And this is why, like, Caroline talks about in her book, like she was eating like butternut squash pancakes or something like weird, right? Because that was on the paleo diet, right? Avoiding like flour and stuff. But just like, you couldn't trick your body. Like, that's why she was eating a ton of them. As where if you would eat a regular pancake, you probably would just eat like one or two. But like, because you're eating butternut squash pancakes, you're gonna eat like 10 of them. It's just because you can't trick the body. And it's I believe that it's true, because I think I went through. It's like, I used to make more healthy desserts. I was into that. Like, my kids were little toddlers. They'll eat anything, right? Excuse me. Now kids, as they get bigger, they know the difference, and there's like ill, But yeah, like avocado brownies, like, oh, try these brownies, right? Don't they taste like brownies? And like, I'm like, people are like, like kind of, but not really, And then you'll binge on them and have like 10 avocado brownies, because I think that your body is like searching for, and your body and mind is searching for, okay, like I've eaten this, it tastes like chocolate for sure, but this is definitely like not a brownie. So let's just keep eating. Maybe one of these things will actually be like a real brownie. And then that's not, as to where you could have just had a real regular brownie and just eaten like one and been satisfied, unless you specifically want or are craving a brownie made from bananas or avocados, then I guess it would be different. But if you're literally craving like a brownie, and you try to eat like a healthy version, you might just binge out and eat the whole thing because your body is looking for it and never found the brownie. So, yeah, this is good stuff. And I think the idea that, like I said earlier, that we could eat what we want and and when we're hungry, I think it's a very foreign idea. I think it's just like, no, this is not correct. Where's the stress around food? Where's the trying around food? Where's the striving around food? That's missing. Where is it? Letting that go can feel really weird and very empty. But then I think that the more you read, like the more I read this information and rewire my brain, rewire these possibly unresourceful beliefs, that the more, that emptiness or that feeling of where's the control at will dissipate. All right, everyone, have a wonderful day.